In the world of modern football, we are obsessed with the wrong metrics. We look at Erling Haaland and see a towering physical specimen, 95 kilograms of explosive muscle, a human battering ram built for straight-line speed. We talk about his genetics as if he were engineered in a lab simply to run fast, overpower center backs, and tap in easy goals. But this athletic narrative is a carefully constructed lie. If football were won purely on raw physical gifts, the pitch would be dominated by track athletes and weightlifters. The truth is far deeper, far darker, and completely hidden from the average fan. Haaland does not score 50 goals a season because he is faster or stronger than his opponents. He dominates because he has mastered the art of active disappearance. While the crowd is watching the ball, Haaland is manipulating the physical and neurological limitations of human biology. He doesn't beat defenders with power, he beats them by becoming invisible. At Pitch Noir, we call this the gaze gap. To understand how a giant can vanish in plain sight, you must first understand the structural limits of human vision. The human eye has a visual field of about 180 degrees, which means a defender can only see what is happening in front of them. When an opponent is preparing to cross the ball, the defender is caught in a high-pressure cognitive trap. They must see the ball, and they must see the attacker. But because of how our eyes are positioned on our heads, it is physically impossible to track both simultaneously if they are separated by more than a few meters. This creates a massive, temporary blind spot directly behind the defender's shoulders. Most strikers run straight forward, keeping themselves within the defender's field of view and making themselves easy to mark. Haaland does the opposite. He actively searches for this blind spot, drifting backward and aligning his entire body directly behind the center back's spine. By hiding in this shadow space, he forces the defender into a state of visual panic, where they are forced to constantly turn their head back and forth just to locate him, draining their mental energy. But vanishing is only half the battle. You must also know when to reappear. Haaland exploits a psychological phenomenon known as cognitive gating. The human brain is bombarded with millions of pieces of visual data every second. So to prevent overload, it filters out anything it classifies as a non-threat. During a match, if a striker is standing still, walking slowly, or positioned in an offside location, the defender's brain subconsciously filters them out of their active threat map. Haaland uses this cognitive filter as a personal cloaking device. He will often spend minutes walking lazily around the pitch, looking completely disinterested, passive, and disconnected from the play. He behaves like a spectator, tricking the defender's brain into labeling him as a non-threat. But this passivity is a calculated deception. The exact millisecond his teammate prepares to strike the ball, Haaland exits his passive state and enters the defender's blind side, turning a passive walk into an explosive, unmarkable run before the defender's brain can even re-register him as a danger. To execute this active disappearance with perfect precision, you must understand the flight path window. The moment a ball is kicked by a teammate, it becomes a dead object. No one can change its trajectory while it is in the air. Yet every defender is hardwired to magnetically track the ball's flight with their eyes. The split second the ball leaves the passer's foot, the defender's attention is entirely hijacked by the ball's trajectory, leaving them completely blind to the space around them for a critical 1 to 2 seconds. While the average striker watches the ball fly with their eyes, Haaland does the opposite. He trusts the physics of the pass. The moment the ball is in flight, he uses that visual window to make his decisive cut into the defender's blind side. By the time the defender turns their head back to find him, Haaland has already occupied the space, executing a tap-in from a plan he made while they were busy looking at the sky. Where is he looking during this chaos? He isn't looking at the ball, he is using peripheral mapping. Every young player is taught to stare at the ball, which completely ruins their spatial awareness. Haaland keeps his vision completely detached from the ball. He maps the pitch by reading the defender's body language in the corner of his eye. He doesn't need to see the defender's face. He just needs to identify the angle of their shoulders and the direction of their hips. If a defender's shoulders are facing the ball, Haaland knows they cannot see the space behind them. He uses this peripheral mapping to navigate the shadows, entering the blind side with absolute confidence because he knows that if he can control the space behind the defender's shoulders, the defender is no longer an opponent. They are simply a spectator. Rewiring your own brain to play with this level of cognitive dominance follows a specific, unique system we call the shadow dossier. It starts with the spine alignment run. During your training matches, make a conscious effort to never stand next to the defender. Instead, always position yourself directly behind their back, aligning your chest with their spine. This forces the defender to constantly turn their head, draining their mental energy. It progresses to the flashpoint turn, practicing with a partner who passes a ball against a wall. The moment the ball leaves your partner's foot, you must immediately change your direction and sprint into an empty space, training your brain to move the exact millisecond the ball is in flight. Finally, it becomes the blindside rondo, playing in tight spaces where you are only allowed to receive a pass if you are positioned behind the defender's shoulder, forcing you to constantly hunt for the shadow spaces. The reason most young players fail is the mental cost. This level of off-the-ball movement is a massive drain on your focus. It requires you to be willing to look away from the ball when every instinct tells you to stare at it. But once that gaze gap clicks, the chaos of the defense disappears. The defenders move in slow motion. You stop running and start disappearing. You become the predator, and everyone else becomes the prey. The evidence is clear. Speed is an illusion, and positioning is a mechanic. Haaland isn't a genetic miracle. He is a player who refused to be seen. The investigation is officially closed. The shadow dossier is yours. Take action. Pitch, Noir.